What is up, guys? Welcome to the video. Today has been a very busy morning. It's like 11 o'clock right now. Just had a bunch of computer work, a lot of client programs that were due that I had to get done. But today's video is gonna be about recovery. I got a handful of suggestions of what type of educational stuff you guys wanted to see on here. Recovery was a widely suggested one. So today I'm gonna be giving you my top 5 tips for recovery. This goes for cardio, this goes for strength training, just physical recovery in general. So without further ado, we will dive into my 5 tips for recovery. Like I said in the intro, today's video is going to be about recovery, specifically the top 5 things that I would recommend for anybody recovering from any type of exercise, whether that's cardio, whether that's biking, whether that's swimming, whether that's just weightlifting, whether it's CrossFit. Doesn't matter to me what exercise you are doing. These are 5 things that everybody can and should be doing if they want to maximize their recovery. So stick around to the end of the video to catch all 5 of my tips. All right, diving right into tip number 1. Tip number 1 is sleep. And I'm talking good quality sleep. 6 to 8 hours a night in a dark room, ideally around 60 degrees in the room. If you want to learn more about specific sleep stuff, I will link some sleep studies below that you guys might find interesting. But just in general, sleep is the number 1 thing that you need to be doing if you want to recover in the best way possible. Can you get by occasionally sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night? Sure. But if you really want to recover from exercise, you gotta be sleeping 6 to 8 hours, if not more if you can, per night. Because sleep is when your body recovers, sleep is when your body repairs itself, and if you're not giving yourself adequate sleep, you can't expect adequate recovery and repair. I could go on and on and on about the benefits of sleep, but the reason it's number 1 on the list is because it is A, the most important thing, and B, something that we all know we should be doing more of. I know it's super sexy and cool to say oh, I just work all the time and I don't need sleep. You do need sleep. And not sleeping isn't cool. I feel like that trend is kind of dead. Let's stop acting like not sleeping is a cool badge of honor and just actually get some sleep in your life. So I'm talking 6 to 8 hours of sleep in a cool room, no lights, no phone before bed. Put that stuff away and get some good quality sleep if you want to maximize your recovery. Number 2 is going to be nutrition, and I'm talking specifically about eating protein and eating carbs. This is especially true for all of my weightlifters out there, but it also goes for you if you're doing cardio. You need to give your body the right building blocks to repair itself. And I'm not talking about some anabolic window that's been widely debunked as being a necessary thing to build muscle and to recover, but eating enough protein, say 20 to 25 grams, to provide adequate muscle protein synthesis, so rebuilding and repairing your muscles, and enough carbohydrates. You should shoot for 0.5 to 0.7 grams of carbs per pound of body weight after that workout to replenish the glycogen stores in your muscles. If you don't know what I mean when I say glycogen stores, essentially your body stores carbohydrates in the muscle as glycogen, and that is the first source of fuel for short duration and intense activity. So strength training, HIIT, that type of stuff, those intense exercises, the first source of fuel is going to be muscle glycogen, and if you can replenish that by eating adequate carbohydrates after a workout, that's going to help fuel your recovery as well. To recap, protein, shoot for 20 to 25 grams of protein after a workout, and carbohydrates, shoot for 0.5 to 0.7 grams of carbs per pound of body weight after your workout. And that doesn't have to be exactly within an hour after your workout. Also, real quick, people love to get bogged down in the nitty-gritty of which protein powder should I be taking after a workout, or which carbohydrate sources should I be eating after a workout. If you want to have a protein shake and a banana, that's great. If you want to have a full meal afterwards, Chipotle or something like that, that's fine too. Don't get so bogged down in the nitty-gritty details of what specific things you should be doing that you don't actually do it at all. If you want to get really specific, things that I like to have after a workout, I have these Core Power shakes. I'm literally drinking one right now. I'll have this and a banana. Okay, number 3 on the list is myofascial release. Real quick, a definition of what fascia actually is. That's a thin casing that covers just about everything in your body. It covers your muscles, covers your organs. It's over everything. So when you feel knots in your back and stuff like that, that's fascia. That's not like the actual muscle lumping up. It's the fascia that encases the muscle. After a workout, if you find yourself really tight, if you've got knots in your back, you got knots in your legs, you got really tight IT bands, doing some form of like self-myofascial release, whether that's foam rolling, Theragun. I have both of those right here. I foam roll just about every single day. I also, and you don't need to have one of these, am a huge fan of the Theragun. I've had this thing for about a year. Do you need it? No, but if it's within your budget, I know these things are pricey, but if it's in your budget and you work out a lot and you want to have like the ability to really dig into some trouble spots, I'm a huge fan of the Theragun. I know Hypervolt makes a great product as well, but by no means is this necessary or like a panacea. Those things aside, why is it important? It's essentially important because it helps relieve tension in your body. If you feel like, you're really tight, if you got knots and everything like that, that doesn't feel good and it's gonna inhibit your performance in your next workouts. So if you can do things with a foam roller, with a lacrosse ball, with a Theragun, with a Hypervolt, whatever it may be to release that tension and just make yourself feel better, it will absolutely help you. It'll help with mobility, releasing tightness and tension in your body. So if you're really looking to take your recovery to the next level, implementing some form of like self-myofascial release into your recovery is incredibly important. Number 4 is active rest. And by active rest, I mean low intensity exercise. Perfect example is just walking. Unless you are so debilitatingly sore that you can't get out of bed the next day, in which case I would be really curious as to what you were doing. Walking and just getting out and just moving your body, whether that's through dynamic stretching, whether that's a walk around the block a few times, whether that's going to a park, whether that's playing with your kids, implementing some form of active recovery can help increase blood flow to your tendons, to your joints, to your muscles, and can sometimes be more beneficial than just sitting on the couch all day. Don't overthink this though. Don't think like, okay, I need active recovery in my routine. Maybe I should go to a yoga class. If your active recovery is yoga, go to yoga, but you don't need some specific type of thing in your regimen in order to have some form of active recovery. Walking is just fine. Don't overcomplicate it. Just move your body a little bit and stay lightly active. And the 5th and final thing, and this is kind of like a trick 5th thing, is actually resting. I know that sounds like a silly thing for recovery and not really a specific recovery tip, because you would think, yeah, obviously resting is important, but you would be surprised maybe by yourself and by people you know how some people are really opposed to resting. I've talked about this at length over on Instagram and I've talked about it at length in previous videos, but actually implementing rest into your schedule, into your program is incredibly important. The amount of clients that I've worked with, when I ask them, how many days a week are you looking to train? And they say 6 or 7 days a week because they feel like they need to be exercising 6 or 7 days a week in order to make progress is astounding. You need to be resting and you need to actually treat that rest as rest through all the things that I said before. Not actually exercising on those days, getting adequate sleep, eating well, doing some form of self-myofascial release. All of these things are incredibly important, and they are just as important, if not more important, than the days you are actually exercising. You have to remember, when you are exercising, your body is in a catabolic state. You are breaking down tissue. You need to rest, and you need to give yourself time to recover, to actually build back and recover from your exercise. I cannot stress enough how important rest and recovery actually is. So if you aren't actually taking rest days, you better have a damn good reason that you're not in terms of your programming. Maybe you're a professional athlete or something crazy. But for 99% of people, having rest days, having programmed rest days into your program that you're doing is incredibly important. All right, so to recap, we have number 1, sleep, number 2, nutrition, number 3, myofascial release, number 4, some type of active recovery, and number 5, actually resting. Make sure to implement all 5 of these things into whatever training regimen that you are on. It will only benefit you, I promise you that. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm loving making videos over here. I know I say that every single video. We are so close to 100 subs. I swear every time I make a comment about getting closer to 100 subs, we get a few more. As of time of recording, we're in the 90s right now, so we can get this up to 100. That'd be fantastic. Share this video with anybody you think might find it useful, like, comment, subscribe, all those things. The next video is probably gonna be a vlog. I'm going on a trip. I'm getting out of New York City for the first time in a long time. And if you guys wanna know where I'm going, stick around for that. I will absolutely be vlogging at least part of that trip. Subscribe so you see that coming travel vlog, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.